The horse stopped on its own. Not a sound, just stiff legs and locked ears toward the water. Cole Hayden, 17 years old, leaned forward in his saddle. The sun hung low. Wind rolled slowly across the red hollow river. Just another ride home. From Broken Rock Ranch. Until now. Down near the bend, something flashed in the reeds. Not water, not bone. Clothes. Cole stepped down. Dust rose behind his boots. The air turned still. He moved closer, heart ticking fast. No voices, no animals. Just that torn cloth half sunk and tangled in cattails. He crouched. His hand reached forward. Red smears on blue fabric. Blood. Then, movement. The bundle twitched. Cole yanked back. The cloth fell open. A baby, tiny, bare, wide-eyed. Couldn't be more than a few weeks old. Pale skin. Black hair stuck to its forehead. Not crying, just watching. Cole, the ranch hand, knelt again, slower this time. Hey now. Hey. He touched the edge of the wrap. More blood beneath. But not the baby's. No wounds. His eyes scanned the ground. That's when he saw it, just inches away. A hunting rifle half buried in wet mud. Wood grip, stained dark. The metal still slick with fresh blood. Beside the rifle, something softer. A necklace, long beaded red and white, tied in a simple knot. It lay open like it had been pulled off fast. Proof token. The beads. Cole picked it up. The beads clicked. In his hand. He looked back at the child. Still quiet, still staring. No boot prints, no hoof marks, no drag signs, no voices, no camp, nothing. He checked the rifle again. Not broken. Full clip. Safety off. He placed the beads beside the child. The baby turned its head. Tiny eyes locked on the necklace, then locked back on Cole. Cole sighed, reached out again. The baby reached too, grabbed his finger. Tight grip, not weak, not scared. Just sure. The river gurgled behind him. Wind ran through the reeds. Cole looked around one last time. No one was. Coming back for this baby, and the rifle wasn't left here by accident. He lifted the child slowly, held it against his chest. It didn't cry, just kept watching him. And in that quiet, empty bend of the river, Cole Hayden stood alone, with a baby, a rifle, and a mystery that didn't make sense. Why would someone leave a baby with a weapon? The town went quiet the second Cole Hayden crossed the first fence post. Dust rose behind the horse's hooves. Heat shimmered off the dry wood planks of Dry Creek. Cole held the baby tight, wrapped in the same torn cloth. The blood had dried. The beaded necklace was tied to the rifle sling on Cole's back. Faces peeked through windows. Doors didn't open. The saloon piano stopped mid-note. Cole, the young cowboy, rode slow down the main street. No one waved. No one spoke. Only the wind moved. The sheriff stepped out. Sheriff Ramsey stood on the porch of his office. Big shoulders, square jaw, grey mustache. His eyes locked on the rifle first, then the baby in Cole's arms. "Where's the mother?" Sheriff Ramsey asked. Cole shook his head. Didn't see one, found the child by the river alone. Sheriff Ramsey looked again. No blood on Cole, no crying from the baby, just silence. "No crime's been done," the sheriff said. "No one filed a report. I ain't taking it." Cole stepped closer. "You're the law here." Sheriff Ramsey turned away. "Law don't cover foundlings with bloody rifles." Cole, the ranch hand, stood on the boardwalk. Townsfolk looked out through glass. No one came forward. One man backed into a store and shut the door. Cole walked with the baby cradled against his chest. Then it happened. A basket hit the ground. An old native woman stood frozen by the corner well. Apples rolled across the dirt. She stared at the baby. Her hands shook. Her eyes went wide. "No," she whispered. She turned fast, skirts sweeping dust, and vanished into the alley behind the tailor's shop. Cole stood still, heart pounding. The baby looked up at him. Cole turned in a slow circle. Doors were shut. Windows covered. The sheriff had gone back inside. The town had seen children before, but not like this one. Cole touched the necklace tied to his rifle. The beads clicked. The baby blinked. Calm. Still silent. What did that woman see? That no one else did. The door creaked loud as Cole Hayden pushed it open. Dust danced in the last line of light. The old cattle cabin stood on a hill just outside Dry Creek. Boards bent, windows cracked, but the roof held. Cole, the young cowboy, stepped inside with the baby wrapped in the river cloth. The hunting rifle stayed slung across Cole's back. The beaded necklace hung from the sling, still tied in a loop. The place smelled of dry hay and old fire ash. A broken chair leaned in the corner. One bunk frame stood near the wall. Cole cleared the bunk, laid the baby down, slow. The baby blinked. Once, but didn't cry, just stared at the rafters, still and calm. Cole placed the beaded necklace beneath the baby's chin. Red and white beads, smooth and warm. The child touched it with one hand, then went still again. Outside, the sky darkened. Wind eased into silence. The cabin felt too quiet. Cole sat by the door, rifle across his lap. He watched the shadows grow, then crunch. Dry brush snapped outside. Close. Cole stood. Rifle up. Another step, slow, careful. Cole crossed to the window and peeked through the crack. A shadow moved past. Tall, not running, just walking. Then another. Cole backed away from the window. He held his breath. Every hair on his arm stood up. He checked the baby, still lying on the bunk. Still staring at the ceiling, not a sound. Cole inched the door open. Moonlight hit the dirt. Nothing there. But on the porch, something white, a feather, long, thin, left in the center of the step. Cole looked out toward the trees. No riders, no wagons, no sound. He closed the door, slow, locked it. Back inside, Cole sat near the baby. The rifle stayed close. The necklace still rested against the child's chest. Who walks at night without making a sound? The horse froze mid-step, muscles locked tight. Cole Hayden gripped the reins. His chest rose fast and shallow. The hill ahead was steep, dry, open. The air smelled like iron. Cole, the young cowboy, had ridden this trail before, but never with a baby tied across the saddle. The child rested quiet in a sling, wrapped tight, head covered. The red and white beaded necklace tucked beneath the baby's chin. No sound, no cry, just breathing. Cole looked up the trail. Then he saw them. 4 riders, high on the ridge, perfectly still. Each rider sat tall on a horse, faces shadowed by wide hats. Long coats hung over saddle horns, no movement, no sound, not even a gust of wind. Cole's horse shifted, but didn't move forward. Cole, the ranch hand, raised one hand. "Hello?" he called. No answer. Not a blink, not a twitch. Cole shouted again. "We need help. There's a child." One rider shifted slightly in the saddle. The other 3 turned, not toward Cole, but toward the canyon beyond the ridge. None of them spoke. None of the horses made a sound. Then all 4 riders turned and vanished over the rise, silent, dustless, gone. Cole pushed his horse forward a few steps, stopped. He scanned the ridge. Nothing there. Then he saw it. A pale line on the dirt. He climbed off the saddle, stepped up the trail. On a rock, something white moved in the breeze. A feather, long, thin, clean. Cole picked it up, turned it in his fingers. It matched the one from the cabin proof token. Cole looked back toward the baby. The child lay still in the saddle sling, eyes open, watching, no tears, no fear. Cole held the feather. The necklace clicked faintly as the horse shifted. Why were those riders watching from above and saying nothing? The flame turned green the moment the feather touched it. Cole Hayden blinked fast. The fire snapped but gave no heat for a second. Just color. Pale green, like river moss under ice. The old cabin sat still around him. Wind had stopped. Moonlight came through the cracks in the walls. Cole, the young cowboy, crouched near the hearth, one hand near the fire, the other resting on the rifle. The baby lay in the corner bunk, wrapped tight in cloth. The red and white beaded necklace rested beside the child's shoulder. The baby stared at the fire, wide awake, calm. Cole, the ranch hand, reached for his canteen but stopped halfway. The baby's hand lifted, slowly, toward the green flames. The fire popped once. The green light faded. Normal yellow returned. Cole leaned back, heart ticking harder now. He pulled the rifle closer. This was the same rifle found by the river, half buried in mud. Blood had dried into the wood grain. Cole hadn't cleaned it, until now. Cole opened the chamber. Empty. He sat cross-legged, dug out a cloth, rubbed the wood grip. The blood flaked off slow. A pattern started to show. Not a scratch. Not damage. Letters, carved deep but smoothed over by age. The name, Ahska. One word. No last name, just carved clean like it had always been there. Cole whispered, Ahska. The baby turned toward Cole, eyes locked on his. Cole hadn't spoken the name before. No one had. Cole, the cowboy, looked back down at the wood. The cuts were old, not recent, not made by him. The letters had dried into the grain long ago. How could that name be there? Cole asked, almost to himself. The baby made no sound, just kept watching. Cole looked again at the necklace. The beads caught. The firelight. Then he looked at the flame, back to normal, just red and orange. He picked up the rifle again, ran his thumb across the name. Who carved the baby's name before it was born? The first smoke column rose just past dawn, straight, grey, and too close. Cole Hayden stood outside the cabin, rifle in hand. The air felt heavy, like it held its breath. The trees didn't move. The sky sat pale and still. The baby Ahska rested inside, wrapped in the cloth from the river. The red and white beaded necklace lay across the chest, catching soft light through the window crack. Another smoke column rose to the east. Then one more to the west. 3 signals, same height, same shape, not campfire smoke. These were placed, not burned by accident. Cole, the young cowboy, scanned the ridges. Nothing moved. Then, hoofbeats, slow, steady. 6 riders stepped into view from the north tree line. Same tall horses, same wide hats, long coats, silent. The riders stopped just short of the hill. No words, no weapons drawn, just watching. Cole raised the rifle, not aimed, just ready. The riders didn't blink. Cole, the ranch hand, stepped back into the cabin, closed the door, bolted it. He checked the window again. The riders hadn't moved. Dry Creek sat just a mile south. Cole could see the rooftops from here. Dust trailed from the far edge. A wagon rolled out fast, someone fleeing. The church bell rang once, then silence again. Inside the cabin, the baby moved. Ahska opened both hands, stared at the ceiling. No crying, no fear. Then it happened. A sound came. From the baby's mouth, not a word, not a wail, a hum, soft, low, steady, like a note remembered from long ago. Cole froze. The hum wasn't sad, it wasn't scared, it was deep, old, like something carved in stone. Cole stepped closer. You okay? The baby didn't blink, just kept humming. The rifle leaned against the wall. Cole picked it back up. He walked to the fire and stirred it. The last feather had burned away last night. The necklace beads clicked once as the baby shifted. Cole looked again at the 6 riders. They were still there. But now 2 more had joined them. 8 total, no words, no threat, just presence. Cole lifted Ahska from the bunk. The baby kept humming. Eyes fixed on the window. Cole looked again at the smoke. Still rising, still straight. The fire popped behind him. Cole held the baby close. This wasn't the start of something. It was the return of something that never left. What if the child knows what's coming? The name scratched into dust looked older than the cabin itself. Cole Hayden knelt near the fire. The ashes had cooled. The floor was dry dirt. He used the tip of a stick to write one word. Ahska. Cole, the young cowboy, stared at the name. It matched what was carved into the rifle stock. Same letters, same feeling. The baby lay behind him, quiet as ever. The red and white beaded necklace still rested on Ahska's chest. Wind slipped through the cabin wall. Then a sound, footsteps, light, slow. Cole stood, rifle half raised. A woman stepped inside. Same woman from town. The one who had dropped her basket and run. Her grey hair hung loose, skin lined deep, eyes sharp. "You saw it," the old woman said. Cole, the ranch hand, kept the rifle steady. "Who are you?" "The fire told you," she answered. Cole lowered, the rifle an inch. "Told me what?" The woman stepped to the fire, looked at the name in the dust. "Ahska," she said. She looked toward the baby, then toward Cole. "There's a story, not yours, not mine, but older than both of us." Cole didn't speak. He listened. The woman pointed to the beaded necklace. "Same pattern my daughter wore," she said. "Same color, same hands made it." Cole looked at the child, then back at the woman. "What does the name mean?" Cole asked. The woman knelt beside the fire. Her fingers touched the dust. "Ahska means gift returned," she said. The fire popped behind them. The baby blinked once. Cole's heart beat harder. "Returned to who?" The woman didn't answer. She stood, walked to the doorway. Before she left, she placed a bundle on the floor. "Cloth, small. For him," she said, "for what comes next." Then she stepped into the wind and vanished again. Cole opened the bundle. Inside, baby clothes, soft, clean, sewn with the same red and white beads. Cole touched the beads, then looked at the dust again. The name still glowed in the fading light. Return to who? The sky turned purple, but no stars showed. Cole Hayden stood on the ridge above Dry Creek. The rifle rested against his shoulder. Ahska, the baby, lay bundled. Against his chest, wrapped tight with the river cloth. The red and white beaded necklace hung loose around the child's neck. Below, the town was still. Then, movement, riders. First 10, then 30, then more. They came slow, no rush, no sound. Cole, the young cowboy, stepped to the edge of the hill. He counted 40 riders, then 60, then over 100. They moved in a wide arc. Horses circled the town at a distance. Not too close, not too far. All riders wore long coats, all hats low, faces shadowed, no weapons drawn, no fires lit, just silence. Cole, the ranch hand, looked toward the sheriff's office. A small light flickered inside. From the cabin, Cole could see the sheriff's shape in the window. Sheriff Ramsey held a shotgun, slowly loading shells. No orders given, no signals raised. The law waited. The town held its breath. A dog barked once, then stopped. The riders kept circling. The wind didn't move. Ahska stirred. Cole looked down. The baby's eyes opened wide. No sound, no cry. Then from the dark below, one word broke the silence. Ahska. Low, soft, almost a breath, then again. Ahska, then louder. From more riders. Ahska, Ahska. The chant spread across the line. Not angry, not rushed. A rhythm. Slow, deep, certain. Cole gripped the rifle tighter. His heart pounded. The child stared out toward the sound, calm, still. Cole looked back toward Dry Creek. No lights on. No movement, just faces at windows, eyes behind curtains. Waiting. Sheriff Ramsey stood at his door now, one hand on the shotgun, 1 foot forward. But he didn't fire. He listened. Cole stepped away from the ridge. The circle had closed. Riders, now fully around the town. No gaps, no weapons, just voices, just the name. Ahska. Over and over. What will dawn bring if no one fires first? The shotgun roared like thunder, then snapped like dry bone. Sheriff Ramsey stood alone in the center of Dry Creek's main street. One hand on the grip, one eye squinting through the smoke. His coat flapped in the wind, though the air was still. Cole Hayden watched from the ridge. Ahska lay across Cole's chest, wrapped in river cloth. The rifle stayed slung across Cole's back. The red and white beaded necklace rose and fell with the baby's slow breathing. Below, the circle of riders did not break. Sheriff Ramsey lowered the shotgun. His boots scraped forward. "Go back," the sheriff yelled. "This town don't belong." To you, no reply, just silence. The riders didn't flinch. Then Sheriff Ramsey pulled the second trigger. The shotgun exploded in his hands. Wood split. Metal cracked. Ramsey dropped to his knees, screaming. His right hand bled hard. Fingers curled around ruined steel. Still, the riders did not move. Cole, the young cowboy, stepped off the ridge, down the dirt slope. Calm, measured. Each step crunched. In dry dust. Sheriff Ramsey turned his head, face pale, eyes wide. "What are you doing?" The sheriff gasped. Cole passed him, didn't answer, didn't slow down. Cole walked straight toward the circle, toward the silent line of horses, toward the riders who had not spoken, only chanted. Ahska blinked once, still quiet, still watching. Cole reached the outer edge of the circle. The nearest rider sat tall, face hidden. Hands still, Cole stopped one step away. Then, movement. The rider leaned back slightly, made no noise, just shifted. The horse stepped aside, opened a path. Then another rider moved. Then another. The circle parted, like water breaking around a stone. Cole walked forward inside the ring. One by one, the riders cleared the way. No shouts, no blades, no threats, only space made for something known. Behind them, Sheriff Ramsey sat in the dirt, holding the broken gun. Who leads when law breaks itself? The sound of 100 horses breathing filled the morning air. Cole Hayden stood. In the center of the circle, the ground was still, the wind was gone. Only light moved, soft dawn light, brushing across the saddle horns, the dust and the edges of silent faces. Cole, the young cowboy, held Ahska close. The river cloth was tight around the child. The red and white beaded necklace still lay across. Ahska's chest glowing faint in the pale gold sky. Then movement. One by one the riders dismounted. No words. No rush. Boots touched ground in every direction. Then without signal they stepped back. They left a path down the middle. Cole didn't move. From the far end a figure began to walk forward. A woman. Not young, not weak. Her steps were slow, but steady. Her eyes were sharp like stone shaped by water. Hair braided, clothes plain, beads at her neck that matched the ones around Ahska. The woman stopped just in front of Cole. She didn't speak. She reached up with both hands and touched the necklace on the baby. Her fingers held it gently. "This," the woman said, "was my daughter's." Cole, the ranch hand, looked into her eyes. She looked back. Not angry, not sad, just full. "My daughter died to protect this." "Child," she said. Cole didn't answer. The baby didn't blink. The woman leaned forward. She kissed Ahska's forehead. Then she looked back at Cole. Then she turned to face Cole. Her eyes shimmered, but she didn't cry. She reached down, slow, gentle, and took the beaded necklace from the baby's chest. Without a word, she placed it around her own neck. Then the elder woman spoke. "She carried him across the stone water," she said. "She gave her life so he could reach you." Cole Hayden couldn't breathe for a moment. His heart pounded like hooves in the canyon. The woman lowered her head and whispered, "Thank you." Then, quiet at first and soft as smoke, "The same." Words passed from rider to rider. "Thank you. Thank you." One voice, then two, then many. A circle of thanks that moved like wind. The woman stepped back. The baby still didn't cry. Still watched, still silent, still calm. Who do we protect even when they're not our own? Cole Hayden dropped to one knee. The riders did not move. Dust floated in the light. The circle stood wide and waiting. No one spoke. No one breathed deep. Cole looked at Ahska one last time. The child's eyes were open, fixed on morning light. With both hands steady, Cole lifted the baby. He walked forward, toward the elder, the one who had stepped into the circle, the one who had whispered thanks. She stepped forward again. Her arms open, Cole placed Ahska into her hands. She cradled the baby against her chest. Ahska stayed still, watching only her. The elder gave a final nod. Then she reached into her cloak. She pulled out the same necklace, the red and white beads. But this time, she didn't place it back on the child. She stepped close and looped it gently around Cole's neck. The beads were warm. They rested just below his collarbone. "He's ours now," the woman said softly. "But he'll remember yours too." Cole didn't answer. His eyes were still on Ahska. Then the woman turned to the riders. She raised the baby high. A ripple passed through the circle. No one shouted, no drums, just movement. One by one, the riders stepped back, mounting horses. Turning outward, dust rose behind them. No sound, just motion, like a tide pulling away from shore. Cole rose to his feet. The necklace shifted. The beads clicked. The elder looked back once. Then she disappeared into the circle. Cole stood alone. What? Will the child remember of this dawn? He stepped through the reeds. The river was calm now. Slow, glassy, silent. Same place. But nothing felt the same. Cole dropped to his knees. The sand here was soft, just like the morning he'd found the baby. The rifle had been waiting, so had the silence. He took the rifle from his back. The same one. Scarred with one name, Ahska. Cole began to dig with his hands, slow, careful. Placed the rifle in the ground, wood to earth, steel to silence, then covered it, one handful at a time. When it was done, Cole leaned back. The necklace, the red and white beads, rested against his chest. He reached for a blackened log near the old fire pit. In the ashes he wrote one name, Ahska. He stared at it, didn't speak, didn't move. The river whispered behind him. The baby was gone now, carried by arms that had waited years, protected by a name that still meant something. Cole stood. He touched the necklace once, then turned from the river. Behind him, the name in. The ash stayed clear, still warm. Would you carry a name even if it was never yours? Some names we give, others we guard, until they're ready to come home. If this story stayed with you, share it. Someone out there is still waiting for their name to be remembered.